Hi everybody, Caren Goodrich here. Today I'm going to do a flip cup pour. I've already pre-mixed some three different colored paints, plus some white. I use pouring medium and water in these colors. You can maybe see the consistency. And then in the white is a little heavier. White always ends up at the bottom. It seems like, even if you try and thin it down. So that's going to hopefully work for me today. That's what I'm anticipating. Before I create my dirty pour, I'm going to put a few drops of silicone into each color. That's more than a few drops, but it's a whatever kind of thing. And then I'm going to stir it. I'm going to get rid of my stir sticks because they get in my way. I'm just stirring the silicone into it a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to use the cup that already has white in it. The white is going to, I guess, dominate. It's about up to here. There's going to be a lot of white in this painting. And I'm going to pour a little of each color in. Doesn't really matter what order. I haven't found it makes a bit of difference what order you pour the colors in. That's cool. This is a 10-ounce cup. Basically, I'm just filling it up. Maybe not quite to the top. So there's a dirty pour. I'm going to set it aside just for a minute, and I'm going to get my canvas in place. I have black gesso on this canvas today because I thought it would be a nice contrast since there's so much white in the painting. So I've got it's nice and steady. And I'll give this dirty pour another minute and I'll talk about the paint I used. Today, I'm just using the inexpensive craft paint, Apple Barrel from Walmart. You can see the colors I used. There's nothing wrong with using craft paint. It's kind of fun. It's inexpensive. And I'm using just 3 colors today plus white. So now I'm going to put on my gloves just so I don't get paint all over my hands when I tilt. Now here's the exciting part. This is going to be the flip cup pour. And I'm going to put this cup here. And I'm going to turn it over. Set it down. I don't want to wait too long. The white was at the bottom, but since the white is heavier, it's probably going to end up heading towards the bottom. So now I am going to release it and we'll see what happens. I'm just going to let it sit there for a minute, maybe tilt just a little. One of the reasons I used a black background was in case I didn't get full coverage, the black would serve as a nice backdrop. This is kind of busy right here. These were where the drips came off at the end, and then this is more of the initial pour coming out of there. I actually like this better, but we'll just let it roll around a little bit. I'm going to let some of this go off the edge. I do like to see paint go off the edge of a finished painting. trying to decide which way I want to tilt it. It looks like just a big circle in the middle, so I don't really want just a circle sitting there. So I'm going to try and get some more coverage without losing some of the pattern that's already developed. I don't know, I think I'm sort of liking some full coverage here. Might just go for it. Now, since I didn't let this pour sit very long, you tend to have some bubbles come up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the torch on and see if I can get rid of some of those bubbles. And it also might end up making some cells. There they go. You got to keep your torch moving. Take a look at that. This is kind of fun. The torch helped create those. These right here came up on their own. Another thing that's kind of fun that I haven't seen anybody do is use one of these inexpensive lighters, and there's still some bubbles there, and you can put the lighter right up onto the surface, and it's not as hot as the torch, so you don't have to worry about burning the paint. And a lot of times it will pop some of these bubbles. So that's it. That's the flip cup technique. I encourage you to try it. It's pretty easy. Just get a small enough canvas where you can handle it. If you like my videos, you can follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube. My name is Caren Goodrich, Caren with a C. Send me a friend request on Facebook. That's all good. We'll see you later.